Hello, hello, hello. So I was an hour ago, I was finishing up getting ready. Had to clean my sewing room, pretend like it wasn't a hot mess. And then I realized, oh my goodness, I don't have a kit. So I was desperately getting in touch with Patrick. He just walked in the door with my kit. So I am now ready to go. Sorry that I am a couple minutes late. Hang on, I'm looking at one more thing too. Home sewn. Let me print one more thing. Print. All right. 2 to 4. The other thing I realized I didn't have is that I didn't have the cut diagram, but it is in there. So make sure you print that out. I was just looking through this right now, and I was like, wait a minute. I don't have my cut diagram, which is okay. We're going to go ahead and get started. And this is what we're going to be working on today. So this is Home Sewn, Volume 2, and oh, my spray bottle, I know, isn't that cute? Home Sewn Volume 2, July, August, and September. So July, August, and September. And hey, Patrick, hang on a second. Patrick? Where is that man? Where is that man? Our house is not that big, so I don't know why. All day I've been trying to get in touch with him and he's not been answering. So don't be confused, because some people are confused because they think that Home Sewn started with January. It did not. Volume 1 is April, May, and June. Volume 2 is July, August, September. Volume 3 will be October, November, December, and then we will end, Volume 4 will end with January, February, and March, just to make it a little bit more confusing. So this is what we're going to prep for. This is, these are the first tiling scenes, the first 3 months. So this one is April. Guess what, guys? I just finished these this weekend. I was like, enough is enough, Jeannie. You need to get this done. So the only thing I had to do on May and April was I needed to bind them. Here's my little scrappy back. I'm going to use every last bit of fabric that's left over. I didn't even pay attention to which ones they went into. I just sewed them together and then picked one for each back. And then this one I actually had to sew together. I love this one. They're all so cute. And here's my little scrappy back. So these are finally done. I can finally hang them up at the store. So June, May, and April. And let's go ahead and get started. All right, you ready? So this is best press. You're going to need your iron. Make sure it's all heated up. You're going to need your best press. Let me get into my YouTube so I can see you guys. YouTube. And then I have to have Patrick bring me my cut list. No matter how prepared I am, I'm never prepared. I try. Every once in a while. You guys are always like so shocked. You're like, oh my God, she's ready? I thought I had 5 more minutes. Reno. Gonna go live. Give me just one more second. Prep. Upcoming. We got to get rid of that. Here we go. All right. Good morning. Let me see if Patrick can hear me this time. Patrick, can you grab me what's in the printer? Please? Please grab me what's in the printer. Okay, let's pull it all out. If you got a kit, this is what your kit looks like. We just you guys, I try to use as little bit plastic as I can. If it's going to help you be more organized, then we'll use it. But this is going to be September. You'll see that there's going to be a little printout doohickey in between your sections. Okay, so that's going to be how it comes. I would take out your embellishments. So just go ahead and grab those out of there. Thank you, Patrick. This is what we were waiting for. We were waiting for the ribbed, brown ribbed, and we were waiting for the tan woven. So I'm just going to mix it all up, and then we'll sort it later. They want to stay. All right. It's just 3 months. Let's go ahead and go for it. So I like to just iron all my big pieces first. And some of this is going to be your backing. And keep in mind, this fabric, this one, if you got a kit from us right here, the black linen texture is still out of stock. And I didn't want you guys to keep waiting. Even when they gave us the cut list, it was already out of stock. So we subbed in the brown. So you're going to have the brown for the border, which I think looks really fallish. If you really want a black border, you can always reach out. We have like one bolt that we could spare. So I'm going to pull these out. I'm going to bring these back to the store because I'm not even going to use them because you know me, I like my scrappy back. So I'm going to grab my backing fabric for these. Are these all my backings? This one for sure. This one, yeah. So those are my backings. If you want to press it now, you can press it now. I'm not going to be pressing it at all. And this part never takes that long because there is not a ton to go through. So let's go ahead and we're going to lay it out. I just refilled my bottle with Best Press. I cleaned up I know it doesn't look like it, but this morning I was like, I'm going to clean, and I cleaned up. There's still spray gets on there, and it was like super dusty, but I cleaned that and the windowsill, and I like to lay these out and then spray. This is part of the process. You are going to best press everything. It's just going to give your fabric more body. Good morning. Hi, Miss Marilyn. Is this what you do now that you're not working that full time? Now that you have returned back to retirement? Good for you. Good for you. Okay, here we go. Go ahead and spray her up. You need a mister. Before I had a mister, sounds like Mr. like man, right? Before I had a mister, and I just used the regular spray bottle, it would kind of spit. So you want like a good mister. And I'm just going to like press these and then put them to the side. Oh my God. I literally had to take like a pile of mess. I took it and moved it. So now it's in the middle of my sewing room. When we moved into this house, we moved into the house that we're in 2019, and I had space. I had open shelves. I had empty drawers. You know how it is. I feel like I don't bring home that much from the store, but a little here and a little there every day turns into a lot. And now I don't have any more room, so stuff is in like crates and boxes on the floor. I shuffle them around. And then sometimes I like to show it to you because I feel like if I show you, then I don't have a problem. It's like being an alcoholic and I go, oh yeah, I drink. And then so you're admitting it, so you're not hiding it. Okay, these were my favorite. They were Mrs. Bobbins. They discontinued them. And I feel like they've been the best spray bottles too. This one is Iron Maiden. And then there's, I forget, there's a couple other ones. I have 3 of them. I have one upstairs that I use to spritz my short hair. And then I have 2 down here. One of them has my secret sauce. It has my Terrio Magic. Half Best Press, half Terrio Magic. They're so cute, Lita. But if you, maybe somebody still has them in stock. They haven't made them for probably about a year or 2 years. But look up Mrs. Bobbins. I know when they discontinued them, I was like heartbroken. I was like, what? These are the best ones. And you know they go bad. Like spray bottles just go bad. So, yeah, when I couldn't get them anymore, I grabbed the last ones they had at the store. I was like, what? How can I be without my Mrs. Bobbins spray bottles? Good morning, Mita. All right, next row. Just lay it down. This won't take that long. There's not that much spraying to do. Momo is so loud. So I have a bark collar for them, and it's just a sound one. It's a sound and it's a vibration. They can't stand the sound. So it's like all I really need to do. When I put it on Poppy, she actually will just run in the house. She's like, she doesn't like it. But I don't want my neighbors to be so annoyed with my barking dogs. Poppy doesn't bark that much. She is, but she does when she's outside. Because she barks at anyone that's walking by or the dog next door. But I can't find hers. And I didn't want to put on Momo's and have his be the only one. Sometimes he just barks right through it. He's like, okay, whatever, I don't care. It's worth it. It's worth it. Lita, Lita, I have your, I was like, Lita and Mita. I have your rotating mat. And I haven't sent it because I can't, I had to order more of the little guide things, the seam guides. After Karen used it, we had a run on them. So I haven't forgotten you. This is when I'm really, really ironing. I love to use this Aliso. And I prefer it because I love the auto lift. I need that at this point. If I'm ironing, like I had this really, really beautiful Rowenta, but it killed my shoulder. Like picking it up and taking it off the tank and putting it back on the tank. You're just going to press it until it's dry. So I don't think I could use anything but my Aliso because of the way it lifts. Those are my injuries from sewing. My injuries are my shoulders from being so aggressive with my pressing. Okay, here we go. We're just going to press everything. It is worth it. Take the time. Is that the one you recommended with the ball bearings? No. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah. So as far as rotating mats, there is the Martelli one, which is great. The Sue Daly, the base on the Sue Daly is exactly the same as the base. Well, I can't say that for sure. Like, do I know for sure? But it has the same ball bearings. Like it turns and it's smooth. There's no dead spots in it. The difference between the Martelli and the Sue Daly is the Martelli's 2 pieces. It has a It has the base, and then you can put on like your ironing board, or you can put on the cutting mat, or you could put a square one on top. However, you could do that on the Sew Daily. The Sew Daily's cutting. Oh, I could show you the difference. I have it. Why am I explaining it to you when I can show you? Right? Picture's worth 1,000 words. Isn't that what they say? Yeah, I couldn't live without it. The Martelli one is, they used to sell it at all my distributors, and they don't anymore. So I don't know what's going on with Martelli. So you have to buy direct. However, I think they've been sold out, so I don't know what is happening with them. And the Sew Daily one, so it's connected, and if the top wears out, I feel like you could just get a different top and just put it on top, or, you know, whatever you want. I'll show it to you. And then we're also carrying one that's called Off the Wall. And, but I think maybe I bought the last of them because I went to order more of them, and those aren't available. I'll use my Martelli one today, and I'll get my Sew Daily one out too. I have this Sew Daily, the little one. There's like 2 different sizes, and I have the small size. Isn't it? I could not live without it. You need to have a rotating mat. And I had the Olfa ones, I think there's like a 17-inch and like a 13.5-inch or something like that. Those are the square ones. And those are good. The Martelli's better. The ones with the ball bearings in the bottom, the Sew Daily, that's better. Because you don't get dead spots. You'll get dead spots on the corner. And what I mean by dead spots is when you turn it, it kind of sticks and you have to push it through. The ones with the ball bearing bases, you're like a sewing DJ. What is You know what, Tina? I don't even know if it's ball bearings. I think that's what's in them. They're just like, it just like turns like without any spots that don't rotate. It might not even have ball bearings in it. I might be making that up. Good morning, Washington State. We're almost done pressing. That's how like little there is, right? So nice. So I just printed the cutting diagram because it was like a different PDF from the instructions. So if you need to print that, print that. So what I'm talking about is this. It was different. So make sure you print this out because we'll be using this. What are these for? Are these going to be binding? I love this fabric. The like aqua with the clouds on it. So much fun. Here, we'll do these. We'll do those separately. I like to put these close together so when I'm spraying, I'm not like just spraying the wool mat, spraying the fabric. Okay, this fabric's directional, so be gentle with it. You don't want to distort it. Because when you're ironing, it pushes the fabric. So go ahead and set it first, and then you can go to town. But pay attention to your fabric. Especially if you have like stripes or something like that. You don't want to turn your stripes into zigzags. Nevada! So my friend Sage has a house in Bolinas, And so when we drive from Reno, we go through Nevada. I can't do Route 1 anymore. Is Route 1's the one that goes on the along the seaside, the cliffside? I used to drive into San Francisco and go Route 1, and I can't do it. I'm like, I imagine myself pulling the wheel or like slipping and then launching off the cliff. And that's all I can think of. Like I did I was coming back, and then it routed me on Route 1. And I drove from Bolinas through Stinson and then headed up onto the cliffside, and I couldn't do it. I had to turn around. I'm like terrified of like being on a anywhere where the car can go off a cliff. I struggle with Tioga Pass. I'm fine on the inside, but if I'm on the outside, I can't do it. So we drive through Nevada, and I like it. I'm like, oh, Nevada. I don't know if anyone else is like that. I've driven the one so many times, and I was always fine. Is it the 101? Maybe it's the one. Is it the 101 or is it the one? I forget. Can't do it. A big stinking chicken. We are prepping our fabric. You want Best Press in a spray bottle. And you're going to prep all your fabric. And you know what? I'm feeling like we're in a little bit of a time crunch. Because Automakers is, the auto ship is on the 10th of June. And so, I usually like to have 2 weeks to ship and then start the sew along. So I'm thinking that we got to do you see how wavy that is from me pushing the fabric? Hello, Miss Renata. How are the chickens and the puppy? I want to go to Glacier. Uh-oh. Is it a lot of cliffside driving? Uh-oh. I want to go. I'm going to have to take, what, you have like anti-anxiety stuff. I'm going to have to take something like that. Because I want to go to Glacier. Ooh. I struggle in Tahoe City. Going over, there's like a really skinny kind of like natural bridge around Emerald Bay. And that's like, for me, that's a struggle too. Where the love of my life is driving off right now. Where's he going? He didn't even say goodbye. He didn't even offer me a beverage or anything. Just kidding. He should have checked on me before he left. He should have gone, my queen, is there anything I can get for you before I leave? I'm going to have to reprimand him when he gets back. Okay, I'm going to have to go to Glacier Park, but take some kind of anti-anxiety med before we drive. Because I know it's, I shouldn't be worried, right? Nobody's driving off the cliff. But I worry. I'm like scared. I worry when I drive home from work. Sometimes when I come home late at night, I go, what if somebody's drunk and they're driving the wrong way on this road, and then I come around a corner and there's nothing I can do about it. These are literally the thoughts I have. Alrighty, we are done pressing. That was so super duper easy. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to cut. And don't forget, The cutting diagram, it doesn't include the small cuts, so we're going to have to go back and do the small cuts. And we're just going to use our book. We're going to use our books, and we're going to use our brain. And that's easy, right? I know. Sometimes we don't want to use our books or our brain. This is my martelling mat, and I'm going to lift this up, and it's going to be dirty because it's like felty, and it gets threads on it somehow. So, but can you hear them? Can you hear that? I think there's like ball bearings in there, but I could be wrong. However they have this constructed, that could be like totally made up. You have this very even turn. And then you have the martelling mat. There is the cutting one. This is the same cutting mat I've had for, I have no idea. It's been a long time, but it, eventually it'll wear out. I think self-healing is absolutely amazing. And then the other thing I have for this is I do have the ironing mat. What I like about the ironing mat is that it's on wood. So even if you're spraying, it's the steam isn't going to go through and ruin your cutting mat underneath. Because I have ruined some cutting mats before by just spraying and ironing on a wool mat on top of a cutting mat, and then it warps it. No, it does. This is not the one that you ordered, Lita. And if you want, I have something. It's the off the wall one. We can talk about that one. I'll call you about it. Or you can look on the website. Look at rotating mat, and you're going to see it's a blue one. And similar to this. So what's really nice is that these are two separate pieces. It's expensive. Like this whole setup is like, is it like $125? So the nice thing about the Sew Daily, and I only have the little one, is the price is so good on this. So it still has the two pieces, and it still turns super nicely without having any spots that like stick or are dead. And so the one that you got, Miss Lita, is this, but it's the larger size, and it's fantastic. It doesn't come apart. Once this is used up, but like I said, I've had this one probably for, I don't know, has it been 8 years or something like that? But once this gets used up, then you would want to replace, but it's one piece. And yours is just the larger one. It's about half the price. Like the thing that you got is almost the same price as just the cutting mat. And the other one that I have in the store, the off the wall one, is double-sided. So the top cutting has two sides to it. So you might want to look at that. We can talk about it. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to be using this, and you want an array of rulers. I redid my slat wall. I had this slat wall that I didn't like. So I redid my slat wall. I'll show you. So up here, I put this up. So now I have my mats. Something that I'm not going to use can go on the very, very top of that. And then so my adhesives and my tapes, there are my, those are my Stripology rulers. And then I have other rulers that are going to be over here. And my scan and cut mats over there. And I am going to be doing scan and cut for this one. So this is like one of my favorite rulers. You want a good array of rulers. I would say treat yourself. Just treat yourself. Get a good ruler every month until you have a good selection. I don't feel like I really want for anything ruler-wise at this point. But I'm going to grab... This is another one that I love, 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 love. That's my 12.5 by 24.5. And I love that I can cut, whatchamacallits, a whole, quarter yard, the 12 inches, the width. So, and then I have some little itty bitties. I love my 4.5 by 4.5, my 6.5 by 6.5, and I love my Stripologies. If I can use my Stripologies, I'll use my Stripologies because you can clean off your fabric left and right. So without having to swing it around. So if I was to get a size, I would probably get this one first, the square. But I love the long one because you can do a lot of cuts. Lori was cutting kits and she was like, I love stripology. Because she was just doing like, you know, cut after cut after cut. I'm going to turn this off for right now. Let's get our rulers and let's get cutting. Putting all my material in the right groups. I did find out oh, I got your email about that, Cindy. I don't know how we missed that, but I'll pop one in the mail. I'll pop one in the mail to you. How did we do that? So I have a small cutting mat here, and then I have my rotating mat. Let's go ahead, and I have all my rulers, and I like to just put them right here. Oh, why am I doing this? I'm being absolutely silly. I forget. Why don't we head over to my big cutting mat here? This is my Martelli table, and I'm going to do my best to hide the mess from you while I cut. Yes, here we go. Coffee cup. Why am I doing that over there? I had this all cleaned up and ready to go. Okay. I am not cutting out my specialty fabrics. No, thank you. I was dreaming about this earlier. I was like, oh, I'm going to piece those little side pieces. Let's get those done. Alrighty. Get your cutting diagram. You were being proactive. Oh, putting everything in the right group? Yeah, I'm going to group it all later. Right? I'll group it all at the very end. Next week, because I'll do scan and cut. I was thinking about that too. I was like, when am I going to do scan and cut? I think I'm going to do scan and cut right now. As soon as we end, I'll go ahead and do the scan and cut portion. Let's see if I can take this down the tiniest bit. Okay. Book, mat, side table, rulers. Sometimes you would think this is my first time to the rodeo. You're like, has she ever done this before? She seems confused. Oh my God. I'm constantly confused. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and start grabbing these fabrics, whatever comes up. Here's my blue, Here's my cut list. I'm just going to grab them as they come up. And I love my square ruler too. So these look like they're 9x9s and 8x8s, and it's directional. So I have, that's the one size where I go, maybe I should get I keep thinking I should get like a 10x10. So this is directional and it's 9x9. This should be 18 inches. Which direction do they want? The direction of the... I think we need... Well, it doesn't matter because it's square. It's square, right? Right? So it doesn't matter if we cut it. Okay, just wanted to run that by myself first. So this is going to be the 9x9. And this is where it might be nice to have my rotating mat. And is there like only one way to cut? No. You're going to see I'm going to just be doing all sorts of magical tricks here. No, not magical, but I'm going to cut the way it makes sense for my brain. So here we can clean it off a little bit and then I'll do 2 cuts. What's nice about the rotating mat is you can just turn and then you don't have to pick up your ruler every single time, right? So it'll be in the right orientation for you. I'm going to just do one more set of cuts here. Cut the other 2 sides. trash can. Have a trash can. Okay, here are my 2 9x9s, and directional doesn't matter because there. Now it's in the right orientation because it's a square. So I was like, does it matter how we lay it down? Okay, this one is 8x8. 8x8. 8. I can put any words to the music of Edelweiss from Sound of Music. Oh my God. I'm just thinking about Patrick when we went to go see that musical Shut. And and then at the very end, I was like, what was your favorite part? And as soon as I said that, I was like, I regretted it. I was like, I know exactly what he's going to say. When it was over. That is not Patrick's thing. Yeah. I had to cut that other part off. And I doubled my fabric, right? Because okay, there are my 8x8s. Just keep cutting. We'll sort later. We are going to sort, but we're going to sort later. Am I going to use this little strip? No. And I will throw stuff away, and I will square up. I'll square this stuff up later. This is all going to go into my background, into my backing. What's this? What's this piece? This is going to be probably background for, this is background for whatchamacallit, for September. There we go. The words finally came to me. So we need 9 inches by 7 inches. So we go 7, 9, 9. Do we have the 18? Oh, you know, and this is background, so it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. Because you're just going to put, remember, we have a little bit of waste that we can deal with. Where's my big stripology? Here it is. Stripology! All right. This is when stripology shines, or one of the times stripology shines, because this is going to give me, I'm going to do my 7s. You need to put your fold. Don't measure to your, you don't have to measure to your mat. You can measure to the lines in your ruler. I'm going to clean up this messy edge over here. And I'm going to do my 7s, 2 7s. Yeah, 7 and then 14. So you don't have to pick up your ruler. That's my leftovers. Oh, we need another 3x3 too. Now I'm going to open this up. I'll just layer it. Just remember your background pieces don't. There's a time and a place for everything. Sometimes your pieces don't have to be perfect. I'm just going to measure in 9 inches. This should be 18. So we'll just go 9. Those are my 2 7x9s. And then we need one more that's going to be a 3x3. Where's my little? I should put my littles right in front of me. Okay. 3x3. I'm going to go this corner so I don't have selvage. Look twice at your instructions. Cut once. And then if you cut wrong, be thankful it's Kimberbell because usually there's extra fabric. Okay, 3x3 is done. This fabric, finito. Put it to the side. Grab your next one. Look at, I have green. And this is going to be right here, fabric 5 from September. We're going to look right here, 3.5 by 8. You know what else I love? Is it 3.5 by 8? I love this is another favorite ruler right here. 3.5, 2.5, that's 6. Okay, we gotta go this way. 3.5 by 8. Whoop. I don't know how perfect this one needs to be, but let's just get rid of that ick off the end. 3.5 by 8, 2.5 by 2.5 by 8. Two and a half by 8, and then we need 2 by 4 by 3. It's really 2 by 3s, but I'm going to cut 4 by 3 and then I'll cut them down. 4 by 3, 4 by 3. Yep. And then 2 by 3. And 3 by, what is that? 6 by 2.5. That doesn't look big enough. By 5. 3 by 5. Okay. By 5. Here we go. 3 by, I need 5 this direction. Is that right? I need 3 by 2.5. 3 or 2.5 by 3. Okay, there we go. 2.5 by 3. I think I just have enough. 2.5 by 3. Two and a half by 3. Okay, and just cut however it makes sense to you. Leftovers, 2.5 by 3, and this is 2.5 by 3. Trash, 2.5 by 3. Those are all cut. All right. What's next? Ta-da! All right. What does this go to? If you grab fabric and it's not on the list, you're going to see the cutting diagrams are only provided for fabrics and embellishments with more than 2 pieces. So this might just have 2 pieces. We might just have to refer to our book for this. So I'm just going to take this and put it back in the pile over here, and then we'll go to the next piece. So it's on there. It's just that might be one of the I have to think pieces. And put that away too. What's this? Okay, here we go. This one's fabric 3 from September, and we're going to do 8-inch. 8. Three and a half and 3. Here, we'll clean up this edge. And then we're going to go 3.5. One's a 3.5. Am I my 3.5? Yep. Plus 3. That'll give us 6.5. And then it's 8 inches. Now we can clean up both sides for our 8. And 8. Three and a half by 3. And the last piece is 3 by 2.5. Give me an itty bitty. 3 by 2.5. That goes in my scrap pile that I'll use later. And here's my 3 by 2.5. Those are done. Okay, what's next? What's in the pile? What's this? This is this cash? I think this is cash. Cashmere. So that's going to be fabric 5. This is going to be from July. And we're going to cut these. Where's my little itty bitty? Where did I put my fabric? Okay, so this is going to be 5 by... Okay, here we go. Gonna go 5, and then we'll go 3, 8. You kind of have to do a little bit of math in your head as you're doing this. So this one right here, we're going to cut this one down to, that was 5, so we're going to do 2 3.5. Clean up the edge, 3.5, and 7. I'll use that later on. Here are my 2 pieces. And then this next one, this is 3 inches, and I'm going to go 4 and 4. I'm going to clean up this edge, and we'll go 4 and 8. Okay, next piece. I've got some red. Oh, not on here. Put it to the side with the other ones. Hopefully they'll fix this for the next grouping. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Maybe they thought, somebody thought it was better. They're not going to do something they think is worse. They thought it was better, but it's not. Okay, this is, I'm not sure if this is on these. Let me look. Is this Mocha Spice? No, that's not Mocha Spice. This is, I think this is Chicory Root. And Chicory Root is in July. Before we cut it and make a big old mess. Okay, don't get these two confused. This one's going to be Mocha Spice. See how it like is kind of yummy looking? This one's a little bit darker. I'm going to pull these to the side just to make sure. We're going to come back to that one. For now, this is also going to go in the pile that maybe just has 2 cuts. Let's grab this. This is going to be a bunch of different cuts. Okay. All right. This one's got a bunch. 9 by 7s. 9 by 7s. Okay, we're going to start on the selvage end. I'm going to double these over. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So we got to go 7. We have to fit 3 of these in here. I'm just going to put it on here and just make sure if I have to pay attention to the selvage and include any of that. But I'm putting this on my 10 and seeing if I have 21, and I have 21. So I'm good to go. So, too bad I just don't have 1 more inch on here. Oh, and you know what? This is a little too tall. So I'm just going to go. Here we go. Let's just do this. We're going to go regular ruler. And I am going to measure it to my mat. I'm going to start on the 10. So I'll be in view for you guys. And I'm not going to worry about saving that. So I'm just going to go. I'm trying to think if I should save my, if I go this way, then I can save my, whoop. Yeah, I'll have a nice long strip to save. So put your fold on a line on your cutting mat. I'm going to clean it up. And we are going 9 inches. Or, you know what? That's why this ruler is so great, right? Let's just clean up one side and then we'll cut to the ruler because you've got the 9 inches on here. Right, we need the 9. Okay. This ruler is just nice and big. I'm cutting to the lines on my ruler. Before I cut, just want to make sure. 9? Yes, 9. Now I have this big piece. I could use this for something. Now we're going to do our 7s. Cut off that selvage. Don't include that. You have room, so. Seven, 14, I need one more. All right, those are done. What are these two? This looks like, let's see if he's on that list. Okay, he's fabric 5. So it looks like we have gonna get my medium stripology. I know, I make a huge mess and I go back and forth between all of my different tools. That might make you crazy. You might just want to use one ruler. Just use your one ruler. Do whatever makes you happy. Don't feel like you need to do this. This is like OCD rulers. I need 3.5 and 3. So I'm going to go 3.5. And then plus 3 will give me 6.5. And then I got to trim this down to 8. And then what's the last piece? Last piece is 3.5 by 4.5. That's going to get me, oh, that's okay. There's a little selvage in the top, but I'm sure this is going to be an applique piece. And so I'm not sure, but I'm just going to, whoop, this is the one we're keeping. All right, what's next? What's this guy? This is the gray one. So this one is not in the cut list. These are not in my cut list, which means they're going to just be like 1 or 2 cuts. How about this? Is this in my cut list? The long piece? I wonder if that's fabric 6. I am not positive. I'm putting this to the side too. What is this? This one looks like royal icing or coconut cream. How about this piece? Oh, that's a piece that I kind of put to the side. Directional, non-directional. That was this one. And guess what? I didn't best press it. And this should be 1/2 yard. Okay, I need to best press that. Today is really set up not for you to cut exactly like how I cut, but really set up for you to set time aside to go ahead and get this done, which is what we're doing. So I'm going to take this over here and we are going to spray it and best press it first. How is everyone doing? Hope you are all doing well. After we do this, we're going to add fusible woven to the pieces that need it. Just press it till it's dry. I need coffee. Yesterday I went and got a giant boba. I'm trying to give up boba, but I can't do it. Like my my car goes on autopilot and drives me to Honey Bakery, which has the best boba in the world because he uses fresh fruit. And so then it takes me a little while to drink that. So then I couldn't finish my coffee. Patrick's like, you didn't finish your coffee? But today I didn't have boba, so now the coffee's almost gone. And my barista isn't here. I don't even like going and get coffee out because my barista knows exactly how I like my coffee. If you guys don't know me, if you're just getting to know me, my barista is Mr. Patrick Mulligan. He makes my coffee so perfect. Okay, let's cut this one up. Hang on a second. I'm checking on you guys. Does anyone need anything? Do you have any questions? I need to teach myself to quilt. My quilting's so bad. It is, isn't it? Hi, Miss Donna. I'm sorry you're not feeling well. That's the worst. Summer colds are the worst because, well, all colds are the worst, but summer colds are so bad because you go, really? It's the summertime. Why am I sick? You know what I got? I bought myself one of these big square rulers. We have these at the store. And we got them on such a great deal. So if you need a big square ruler and you don't want to spend a ton of money, you should get one of these. So, and you should make sure it's right side up. First piece is 14. Oh, you need your 2.5 inches with the fabric. So make sure you get your 2.5 inches with the fabric first. I don't know. Just in case. You don't want to cut through and then not have it. I'm going to clean up that edge first. Put my ruler. I'm going to cut to my ruler. Let's cut that first. What the best press is going to beef up your fabric, and it's going to make it not drag, and you're going to have better cuts. This is why stripology is so nice, because you don't have to flip your fabric. You just cut and go. But sometimes... Is this my binding? Because I don't want 2.5. I want 2.25. I'm assuming this is the binding strip, right? I don't want 2.5. Okay, just in case this is something else and I don't know, I will cut the 2.5. But I'm a 2.25 kind of girl. Yeah. So it has that and it has that. That's definitely the binding. I'm going to go 2.25. For me, 2.25 is just perfect. Okay, let's do my other cuts now. Open it up. Don't cut through both layers now. Tina. Of course I taught myself. That's why my quilting's so bad. Actually, I have I will be a sponge, a little bit of a sponge with yeah, I'm totally self. That's what we all say, right? We're self-taught. I have learned a lot from some really great quilters. Like I'll listen. I'm 15 by 14. So I'm going to go 15 this way, up and down. And anyways, yes, we have had some great educators, and I always like listen. I always want to learn. That's why I make so much stuff up. Like I did a video yesterday, and see, I wish I had my big rotating mat. You're gonna see my back because I'm gonna lean over here so I can cut the top. Okay, just wanted to cut that. I was like, should I even post that? I did the video yesterday that I was doing. I was cutting the corner of my just so it wasn't as bulky. And I was like, okay, I know I'm gonna post that. Somebody's gonna be all upset and tell me I'm doing it wrong. But I didn't care. I was like, it's bulky in there. Like the hammering. I mean, it's called a pounder. They sell it for us to pound our fabric. But I'm like, some people might not like that. And then I didn't match. Something didn't match. And I just took it and I just ripped it. And I was like, oh, somebody's not going to like that either. Yeah, there's so much in there that I know I'm not doing right. Okay. This should be 14 by 15. Perfect. Let's put this to the side. With this little strip, but we're going to have a little bit more for your binding. I don't think I'm going to need this. Let's go ahead and put the big ruler away. Yeah, there's so much bad stuff there. Tina! Oh, man. It doesn't have to be just one way, right? Or maybe it does. Okay, 2.5 by 21. So you need that last strip. Here, we'll just cut it out of this. 2.5 by 21. I'll put it up here so you can see it. Here's my 21, and I'm doing 2 1/4. 2 1/4, because that's how I like it. I don't know. I always have so much fabric. I feel like 2 1/4 is perfect for me. I need a rotating mat that is 21 inches. Can you imagine having like a rotating mat that large? Here's my 2.5. Have you ever looked at the wrong side of your ruler? Where you're like, oh, I totally cut the wrong direction. Okay, there's the rest that you need for that binding strip. And now I'm going to cut all the little pieces. So what do we have here? We've got the 7 by 9. Let's grab this. See what we can do on here with our stripology. Don't get this confused. So this is your, is this one, do they call this the cream one? The cream one, you have like the tan lines in there. And then the gray one, when you look at the gray one, it's going to have gray lines. So don't get those two confused. We're so intimate with our fabric. So this one, see how it has like the tan lines? And this one's going to have the gray lines. Those are two different fabrics, okay? Just want to point that out. Sometimes people get those two fabrics confused. I'm going to take this and put it on the other table for now. Okay, we're back. Close your... I like to live on the edge. I leave like scissors on the floor where I could like kick it and stuff like that. Yes, I know. I try to, but sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel like it. I feel like not closing it. We need 3 by 8s. Is this too tall for my stripology? Yes, it is. Okay, we'll just use our regular ruler for that. Three by 8s. Am I on my 8? I'm going to look at my cut list again. 3x8s. Okay, here we go. And then we need our 9x7s. Nine. Nine by 7. Whoop. My 3x8s, my 9x7s, and then I have some 2x2.5s. Where can I put my little itty bitty 2x2.5s? How many of those are there? Oh, here we go. I guess this isn't going to be big enough, is it? Two and a half, 5, 7.5. I only got 3. Do I need one more? I do. I need one more. Where should it come from? We'll go right here. Okay, that should be done for this one. So we did this. So what I didn't do is I didn't do this. I didn't do this. I don't think I did this up here. You look at my fabric. I'm laying out my fabric on my my ironing table so I can see what's been actually done and what hasn't been done. So I did not do this piece up here, and that's going to be this one right here. So let's go ahead and so we need okay. Let's go 3 first. So I'm cutting right here, and I'm doing my, I'm going to do these 2 pieces. Because I know I have about 9 inches of width, so I can get my 2 4s. Four, 8, debris, and then we have these 2 pieces. Okay. And now I need, I need 4.5. Let's do is going to be 3.5 by 5.5, so 11. There's my 11. There's my 3.5. Five and a half, 5.5. Five and a half, 5.5. So I just did these cuts. Now I'm going to do my 4.5 by 10. Four and a half, 10. Okay. Check twice before you cut, right? Okay. Five. Did you see me almost do that? 5. 4.5 by 5, 2 of those, and then the last thing I need are going to be my 1.5 by 4.5. 1.5, so 3 by 4.5. 3 inches by 4.5. And 1.5 and 1.5. That needs to be 4.5. Okay, 1.5 by 4.5. Oh, look at this. I didn't cut this either. I didn't press this either. And this is going to be a whole bunch of a lot. So I'm going to see over here what I am missing. Because I just laid it down and just started cutting. So it looks like we're going to have to press that piece. So for this, I have the blue linen, and I just cut this up here. What I didn't cut is, did I cut this? Yes. So I cut this, that's fabric 5. So I'm missing here, which is Hearthstone. Where did I put that stuff? Okay, so we're going to need this. I'm going to press that out. That's this fabric right here. And then we'll be set for this one, aside from the small pieces. So I have to press that. What do we have for July? July, we have the clouds. And then we have this. And we have the swirls. And then lastly, we have, I don't know which one this was. I think this one is going to be Mocha Spice. Where's my little instructions? I'm going to look at that really quickly. I don't want to lead you astray. This is August. Mocha Spice. Okay. So this is going to be for this. So I'm going to take this and put this together. We'll cut this next. Mocha Spice. And then this one. Oh, we have to cut out. We have to press all of this stuff. I didn't think we had to do any of it. Because I was thinking it's just the back. So I'm going to go ahead and press this too. I'm wondering where I put the, here it is. Okay, so we're going to press both of those. But as far as the little pieces go, we have this one, We have the two greens, this green and this green. And then fabric 6 is going to be, I think it's this, but let's make sure. Fabric 6 for September. Yeah, it's Pebble Beach, and it's going to be this one right here. So this I have to cut right now. So we're going to go ahead and cut that. Okay, now that we have a plan, let's go ahead and take those and cut those, and then we'll press and come back. Sorry! Okay, this one is your Mocha Spice. And this one is going to go with fabric 2, and it's August. Mocha Spice. Let's just make sure there's nothing else there that it could be mistaken for. Nope, it's got to be Mocha Spice. That's the only one that's kind of that brown color. And we need a 3.5 by 6.5. Gonna grab this. 3.5 by 6. Here's my 6 and 1, 2, 3.5. It's 3.5, right? Okay. 3.5 by 6. You need a 1.5 by 6. One and a half by 6, and then the last piece is gonna, or 2 pieces, a 2 by 4.5. There's my 4.5. There's my, I'll just cut it down like that. 2, right? Yes, 2 by 4.5. Zero, 4.5, 2 by 4.5, and then the last one is 2.5 by 3.5. Is this 3.5? Nope. So we'll go 3.5 this way and then cut it down. Clean it up. Two and a half. Okay, that's all cut down. That's going to be for August. I'm just going to put it in my August pile, which is the one with the clouds. And then we needed to also do, where's this one? This one is PEBE. So this long piece right here is fabric 6 in September. We need a 5.5 by 8. Oh, did I do that right? Was that 5.5? I hope. Yes, it was 5.5. And then 8. Five and a half by 8, and 6 by 6.5. I don't know if my manservant understands that I'm hungry. Who's going to bring me my snack? He does really take good care of me. Oh, I dropped my scrap pin. Where did I drop it? Here we go. Okay. And then the last is 3 by 5.5. 3 by 5.5. I grew up in a household where the woman did everything. My mom did everything. I mean, she would literally wipe my dad's face. And this is when he could easily wipe his own face. She cut his toenails and fingernails. This is what my mom did. And so it's a role reversal in our house. Patrick does everything. That I do a lot too. Okay. Was that it? Let's see where the little pieces go, because we have to figure those out. So these are the pieces that, what did I put over here? Hang on. Okay, I'm going to take this, and this was September, right? I'm going to put it in my September pile. September pile. Do, 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 do. We still do have to press that other fabric. So when Patrick and I first got married, I was like a stay-at-home mom. I mean, I worked until we had kids, and then I was a stay-at-home mom for like 8 years. I love being a housewife. I love it. And I can't wait to be a housewife again someday. I'm sure so I did everything. I did all the laundry, all the cooking, all the cleaning. And I enjoyed that. So I told Kai, I was like, someday I'm going to be doing all the cooking again. I feel like I did all of that when it was like super important. I was lucky to be able to stay home and be with the kids. Sometimes I feel like I don't even remember how to cook. Although I made oi kimchi last night, which is Korean cucumber kimchi. It's super easy. And it felt good. Now I know just to remember to like cut, best press everything because we're going to need it. Okay, we're going to trim this up. Let me put this over at the table. Hi.
Hi.
Did you have a nice walk?
Yeah, it got kind of warm at the end, but it was good. Come on, Mom. Do you want an egg and naan and stuff?
Yes. I was just telling the ladies how I was hungry. He just offered me food. Da, 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 da. Dun, da, 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 dun. Dun, da, da, dun. Here we go. I say it usually takes me about 3 hours, depending on the project. I like this too, because the mini quilts that they did before came out 6 months at a time. It's kind of nice to have 3 months. 3 months at a time, right? Because then it's not so overwhelming. I don't know about you, but I do get overwhelmed. Like I did get overwhelmed looking at the schedule going, oh my goodness, we got to get this done. Because we have autumn makers coming out, and then we have one amazing autumn. Is that the square pillow, which is so cute. And we're all kit up. The only thing we're waiting for, of course, the main fabric. So the main fabric is sold out until June. The design doesn't come out until July anyways. But that's in my queue to put that up. Okay, let's finish the trimming. Here we go. And then we have to figure these out. Where do these go, right? It's a constant reorganization. Some days I just get certain songs in my head. Like, I don't want to even say it because I'm probably wrong. Is it Neil Diamond, September Morning? It's probably like August morning or July morning. I never know the right names or the right words. It's September Morning, isn't it? Okay, this is the fabric for, this is for July. So let's go ahead and do this one. I'm cutting all my binding strips 2 1/4. 2 1/4. You can fold it again, and just be super careful. Make sure everything is squared up if you wanted to do that. And then we could use our stripology if we square it up. It's a little bit too tall to, to fold it over once. You got to make sure that the line of the ruler is right on the fold, or else you're going to get like a little elbow in your cut. And then, oh, you know why I'm not going to do that? Because I need 2 1/4 and this is 2 1/2. So if I'm going to have to use my ruler anyways, I'm going to just open it up. Open it up. Where'd my long big boy go? Do you wonder how did she lose her 12 1/2 by 24 1/2 inch ruler? Oh, I put it down here sideways. Okay. Make sure the line of your ruler is on the fold so you don't get an elbow. Is this even folded right? I take the time when it matters. I'm going 2 1/4. Do 2 1/2 if you're a 2 1/2 inch girl. Some of you like that extra 1/4 inch. Or, yeah, to make it 2 and... All right. I want you to go ahead and open it up And then you're going to cut the, oh, you know what I'm not doing? Darn it. I'm not cutting the back because I'm going to make my scrappy back. I did cut the back for the other one, but I'm not going to cut it for this one. Now I'm just going to cut all the other pieces. Because like I said, I like using all of that up. It drives me crazy having all of those pieces of fabric. I know. I make a big mess and I keep like, you know. So I am not cutting this. And the reason I'm not cutting that is because I will use all the little pieces and I will make my scrappy back and get rid of all this fabric. You might like having all that fabric in your, all this leftover fabric because you might need it. Like if I have a miscut, I just run to the store. So I totally get it if you want to keep that, if you want to keep those pieces. All right, I'm going to cut my, I am going to cut my 2.5 by 21. My 2.25. My 2.25 by 21. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Why am I struggling with this? 21 this way. Here we go. I'm going to do 21.5 because I have the selvage and that way I can cut the selvage off. So here we go. 2.25 by 21.5. There's my line. I know you guys can't see it. And then I'll have enough to cut off that selvage. Here is my binding strips. I cut it 21.5, including the selvage. And now I have to do all the little bitty parts. Not this, not the back. I don't want the back. But I do need a... Da, 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 da. Here we go, right here. So I'm going to do all of these little itty bitties right here. What's this 2-inch? Let me do that first. I have 2-inch pieces and 2.5-inch pieces, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut those. So let's do a long strip of 2-inch, then we're going to cut them down. I don't always cut it like they have you cut it. And then I'm going to cut 2.5-inch this way. And the reason I'm doing it this way is I'm going to go ahead and stripology it. This is 2.5. And if I lose a little bit, I'm okay with that. Okay, here we go. Here's my 2-inch strip. And what do I need? I'm going to cut the littles first. So it looks like I need 3 2.5 inches and 2 2s. So here's my 2 2s, 2, 4, and then I need a 2.5 inch, 6.5, plus 7 and 9, plus 2.5 is 11 and 11.5. Plus I need a 5.5 and a 5.5, so 11.5 plus a half plus 5 is 17. And I don't know if I'll have enough room for the last. I didn't have enough to cut it, but here are my 2s, my 2.5s, 1 5.5, and do I have enough for the last 5.5? So you do have to be able to do a little bit of math in your head. This is 5.5. Let's see if it's long enough. Yeah, that's good enough. I have a little bit of the selvage in there, but that'll probably get cut out or not sewn in. So here are all my little itty bitties. And so I just did all of the 2 inches and then cut all of these pieces down. I did that right? 2 2s, 3 2.5s, and 2 5.5s. Now I need to cut these down. So I cut this 2.5. Now these are going to be all 2s. I could have done 2 inch and then 2.5. That would have been smarter, but I didn't. Okay, so I need 2s, 4 of them. And I could fold that over and make it even more simple, but 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, all of these are done now too. And I'll use that in my quilt. Okay, that is really done this time. Now what? Now we have to do, we use this, we have a whole big piece left. I'll use this in my back. Oh, that defeats the whole purpose, right? Oh man, just cracking myself up. Okay, here we go. Now we need this and the big ruler. Let's cut our binding strip first. This is the sub for your black. You still got your black piece that's going to be for the house. So right here, the house is going to be black and you have a fat 16th for this. But this is going to be brown going all the way around. And it's the same brown that you have for the tree. So it's going to pull that in. Is there a document with cutting instructions for all the fabrics? I don't like that they don't include it now. This is kind of all you get. So there's going to be a doc for the instructions, and then there's going to be a cutting diagram doc, and that's what this is. When it comes to the littles, we're going to have to refer to our to these pages, and we're going to have to figure it out. And yeah, nobody likes it. I don't understand why they changed it, but we're going to have to look in here, and then we're going to have to do anything that has 2 cuts. So these, see where it has anything that has 2 or less is not in your cutting diagram anymore. So we're going to have to use this to do those other pieces. For my work, hoping someday. How did you and Patrick meet? That is funny. Patrick and I met in Denver, Colorado in 1995. Yeah, and quite honestly, he had a different princess at the time. I yelled at him in the car because he talked about, he was talking about how when he was younger, sometimes a girl liked him, and then there was chemistry, and then he didn't know. He didn't act on it. And I was like, you don't have any other girls in your life but me, ever. There was never anyone before me. Okay, for this brown, this is what we're subbing it in here. I told him I'm your only princess. I'm cutting 2 1/4 instead of 2.5 for my binding strips. So I'm going to do the first. I was like, it was good that you didn't recognize that there is chemistry. Because what if somebody else, you were making coffee for somebody else now, not me. And I told him never to speak of another girl again. I'm just kidding. So, yeah, and my kids think this story is so funny. I had one of my roommates that I went to BC with, and then we lived together after college. she was moving out to Colorado with her boyfriend. And I was like, that sounds like fun. Can I come with you? And my kids think that's so weird that I invited myself, which is really weird, right? But I invited myself, and we ended up getting an apartment together and moving to Denver, Colorado, and that's where I met Patrick. But Patrick had a different princess at the time, so we were just acquaintances. I mean, there was really he just could have been anybody. I didn't really start hanging out with Patrick until he moved to New York City in 1999, and he was housemates with one of my best friends. And I was like, New York sounds great. So I was moving out to New York, and I stayed with them. Okay, 21 inches for the rest of the binding strip, 21 inches by 2.25 if you like 2.25, 2.5 if you like 2.5. I'm making it 21.5 because the selvage is there. So, and that selvage has got to go. And then Patrick and I stayed up one night talking, and I was like, wow, who is this Prince Charming? And that was it. That was all she wrote. Okay, there's my 21.25. And so, yeah, he is an East Coast boy too. I'm an East Coast girl. He's an East Coast boy. He's an East Coast boy that really is a West Coast boy. A boy that was born on the wrong coast. So, I am not cutting the big square because I am going to make my own backing. But I'm going to cut all the littles. So 5.5 by 6. It's funny to think about how your decisions just take you. It's kind of like going down a river. Just leads you. And I think Patrick and I both have kind of a free spirit. So 5.5 by 6. 5.5 by 6. I don't know if I would be okay with my kids making decisions like I did. I was just always ready to try and do something different. Okay. 5.5 by 6. Let's go right here. Here's my 5.5 by 6. But, yeah. Patrick's the best decision I ever made. Okay, so there's my 5.5 by 6, and then we need a 4 by 5.5. 4 by 5.5. 4 by 5.5. Yep. And now we have the littles. We have the 2.5 by 2s. This looks like 2.5. And so I need 2.5 by 8. Or, yeah, 2.5 by 8, because this is going to be my 2.5s. 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 But Patrick and I have so much fun together. I think we when we met, we said, wow, can it really be this easy, right, babe?
And
right?
then we said, what happens if when we're not partying and intoxicated, we don't like each other?
Yeah, there was a lot of partying there. We did say that. We were like, what if when we're sober, we don't like each other, but we still liked each other? Thank goodness, right? Okay, that's 2.5 by 2s. 2, 4, 6. Should have gotten my bigger one. That's okay. And don't you feel like sometimes you just get lucky? Like you don't know what this person's going to be like as a parent. You don't know if this person's going to stand by you when you get cancer. Like, you don't know all of that for sure. So part of it's good luck. I got lucky. He got lucky. Let's be real. Patrick is the one that got lucky. Okay. Where are we at? Where are we at? Let me see what we have now. Hi, Momo. Momo's down here visiting. Okay, let's go through these fabrics and figure out where these go. And we both did. We both got lucky, for sure. Don't you feel, for those of you that are lucky, you just like, I'm so grateful. So grateful every day. All right. So now the littles, because we have little fabric. So, what do we have here? Clouds. Okay, so that's our clouds right here. So that's going to be the gray linen texture, and we're cutting it down into one piece. That's going to be 5 by 6. That's the gray linen texture. Where did I put all of the? Oh, here. Right here. This is the one. So this one is going to be for your September. I'm going to grab my September pieces of fabric right now. This. Da, 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 da. Hang on. I'm just going to grab all of this. So once, well, you know what? It doesn't matter because we're going to group later. Because I make a big old mess once I go ahead and put the SF101. So with this one, let's just go ahead and cut him down to 5 by 6. I was going to group again, but that doesn't make any sense. 5 by 6. Here we go. It doesn't make sense because we are just going to have to, I'm going to, when we go and put it on the SF101, I kind of just put it where it fits. So here is our 5 by 6. We're looking for anything that has 2 cuts or less. So we have that one. This has 3. This one right here, the tree trunk. So you should have, do you have another one? That's going to be from here. So your tree trunk is going to be 2 pieces. So you have a 4.5 by 5 and a 2.5 by 5.5. Oh no, that should be in here. Did we cut those? Let me see. Yes. Two and a half by 5.5, and I don't have it. So we're going to cut it because that was supposed to be black. Okay, so cut that. You're going to have your 2.5 from this, 2.5 by 5.5, and 4.5 by 5.5 for the tree trunk. Cut your pieces for the tree trunk. 4.5 by 5, or let me do my 2.5 by 5.5. Hi, Momo. I think Patrick and I got really lucky because we have we're so different, but we have similar core values. And that we really don't fight about that kind of stuff. We don't fight about money or how we raise our kids. 4.5 by 5. That's been a blessing. 4.5 by 5. Is that right? Let me look at it one more time before I cut. Yep. Sorry if you get the shoulder view. Some people, you just have such different ideas. Like, I can imagine it just being so difficult. Those things have always been pretty easy for us. Okay. That has more, that has more, that has more. Here are these pieces. So we need the roof, which is going to be the black and white plaid. So grab your black and white plaid roof. Where did I put them all? Oh, here. Sorry. And that piece is going to be 3 by 6. Thank you, babe.
There's no salt because of the
Okay. So this is right, Tina? Tina, we were the lucky ones. Okay, so you have 3 by 6 for the roof. Does it talk about it being directional? So there's, I was cutting, what was I cutting out last night? I was cutting out pieces for the stitching hour, which is going to be the next Kimberbell event. And, you know, there's a lot of information here when you see the asterisks and you see the heart. So our sample, this material is directional, and that's going to be the 2 asterisks, and that is right by nothing. I don't see 2 asterisks by anything. Do you? So we don't have to worry about the roof. I guess, yeah, this one's not directional. I was cutting out, there is a Frankenstein zipper bag, which is so cute. It is so cute. And I had to figure that one out. That one was a little complicated. All right. So we have the roof. Now the windows. The windows. That's going to be, that looks like Muse, which, oh, look it, mine fell on the floor, but I saw it fall. So here we go. We're going to use this one, and this is going to be 2.5 by 4 and 2 by 2.5. So 2.5 by 4. Two and a half by 4. Da, 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 da. And then we need one that's 2 by 2.5. 2 by 2.5. I love stripology. Yeah, stripology is great, especially when you're doing some stuff where you're just cutting strips and strips and strips. It is the best. Okay, now we need, so we did the roof, we did the window, the door, and the door looks like, God, he looks like Mocha Spice. So the door was a fabric scrap. Let's look at, yeah, how are you going to do this if you like... Just looking at that, I can't tell what. Is the door scarlet? I have this special list here. It says September. Oh, it is. So it's scarlet. So the door is red. I don't know if I would know that for sure. I honestly don't know. Here we go. So this is going to be for the door. And the door is 2.5 by 4.5. 2.5. I was trying to read your comments with my hubby. Yeah, going with the flow. That's kind of like Patrick. It was, we started dating and he was leaving and he was like, well, what are we doing? What is this? And I told him, we're just having fun. But I was playing it cool. Okay. We were playing it. What were we doing? We were falling in love. That's what we were doing. Okay, here we go. Next thing. Okay, that was September. Let's go to August. Lucky, lucky, lucky. So that has 3 pieces. This one piece, the window. And that window looks like, it looks like cream. So the window is window, fabric scrap, leather woven, August. Fabric scrap, coconut cream. So you should have a little piece of coconut cream. Oh my goodness. I do not know where mine is. Hello? Coconut cream? You out there? Oh, look! I found it. I honestly didn't think I was going to be able to find it. Okay, here's your coconut cream. Coconut cream is, it's like, it almost has like a pinkish hue to it. Like, it's coconut. It just looks good. Okay, and for coconut cream, you're going to do 2 by 5 inches. So just cut a 2-inch strip. We actually cut your fabric scraps a little bit bigger because sometimes when you press it, it shrinks. So we always cut it, we cut instead of 5 inches by 5 inches, we cut it 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, there's my coconut cream. I put that in the pile. And I think that's the only thing else that doesn't have, that has 2 or fewer cuts. And let's look at July. And then guess what? We'll be ready to, press our SF-101. Okay, background fabric is done. This one. Here's the window. And guess what? That looks like Muse again. So let's just make sure we look here. Yes, mustard seed. This is a shareable cut list. I'm going to post this so you guys have that too. I'll attach that. I'm going to send that to you guys. And it needs to just be, what size is it? Window, 2 by 2.5. So I have this piece left over. Let's use this. Is this 2? Let's do 2 by 2.5. Da, da, da. Okay, there's that piece. I saw somebody on like a Kimberbell board who stitched this out and it was so cute. And then I saw somebody else who's putting a dog on every one of these. And I was like, that's such a great idea too. People are so clever. I love it when people think outside of the box because I am so inside of the box. All right, fabric 5, the lower house. The lower house, the lower house. It looks like, I think it's cashmere. That looks like cashmere to me. The lower house. Do I have that fabric still? Where is he? It looks like this, but was there more than 2, 3.5 by 5 and 3 by 4s? Oh, I think we did that. Lower house. We did. Because that was 4 cuts. So it was in our list. So we're good on that. Roof. The roof. 2 3 by 6s. 2 3 by 6s. I'm sorry. I know it's confusing. It's confusing when they didn't. So that looks like, oh, it's this. This is our roof right here. Okay? This piece. This is the roof. Yes, chicory root. CHRO. This is it. It's kind of like a grayish color. It's not brown. It's not gray. That's what you're looking for. And we need 2 that are 3 by 6. So let's go ahead and just fold it over. here we go. Da, da, da. I just folded my fabric and I have a little bit of waste, but it's okay. 3 by 6. This is the roof. So we now have that. I'm going to put it over here. Anything else? This we had 3 cuts. The tree. So optional mini quilt back. The 3 by 3. Oh, let's keep that in mind. So for the little mini quilt backs, make sure you don't put the SF101. We'll have to pull those because I put the SF101 on the last grouping, and that was a mistake. So we need this fabric right here, and you are going to do a 3 by 3 and a 3.5 by 4. 3 by 3 and 3.5 by 4. 3 by 3. I haven't done any of my little mini quilts yet. So I will do those. I'll probably just do those in one sitting. So there's my 3 by 3 and my 3.5 by 4. Let's go. Here's 4. I'm going to go this way. 3.5 by 4. Sorry, I hit a noodle on that. How am I doing this cut? Here's my 3.5 by 4. Those are done. And then the grass, 2 4 by 8s. I just put that down and my fabric went flying. Four by 8. Momo, leave it. Sorry, guys. I think Poppy went by and he's wondering what she's doing out there. 4 by 8. Okay, Momo. Okay, so there's our grass. So we've got our grass, we've got our tree, and we've got the backing for the quilt. Okay, hang on. I'm just going to let him out. Okay, I hear you. Mama's not ignoring you. All right. Did we get it all? I do have one. Oh, this is the house. Did I skip something? So, did we get the door? Door. I don't remember cutting that. I don't remember cutting. Oh, here it is. So I think this is, I know it looks so dark, so I found it confusing, but that's going to be your scarlet. So we do need to cut those pieces as well. And then this is going to be the house for September. So let's get this cut. And this is going to be 2 inches. Let's do 2 inches. Let's just cut it. 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches. Should we do the 3? No. Let's just do the 2 inches. Should probably cut the other one. And this is going to be 3, 6, and 2.5, which is going to be 8.5. And I still do need to do one more cut. Oh, oopsies. Sorry. Good thing we have a lot of that. Hopefully I need that. Were you guys watching that going, no, No! Yes, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I just grabbed that and started cutting it. Okay, here is our 2 inches and I'm going to get my 2.5. What was I thinking? I just kind of went on autopilot right there. Obviously I wasn't thinking. That's what was going on. No thought. Brain function ceased. Okay. So here we go. This is better, right? Yeah. 3, 6, and 8.5. Here's the red that I need. And then this is going to be 2.5 by, I know, I'll just use this piece for something else. That's why I just cut it. I was like, okay, it'll be squared up. 2.5 by 2 is the last piece I needed for that little grouping. And then I do need a 2.25 by 1.5. 2.25 by 1.5. 1.5 by 2.25. Okay. This I'm going to put in that pile. And this I'll use later on. And then this piece right here. This is going to be the house. The house, the house. Don't know how I missed that. And, oh, because it was grouped with this. So the house, there's 2 pieces. 5.5 by 4 and 5.5 by 6. Hopefully I have enough left because I lopped off a piece of it. 5.5 by, where's the house? 5.5 by 6. I might have to get another piece from the store. Yeah, I needed that piece that I chopped off. So 5, see, but for me, I can just go to the store and get more. But I need, yeah, 5.5 by 6. I'm going to do my biggest cut first. That's 6 and then 5.5. And even if I did it this way, I'm not going to have enough. I needed that. Or if I go 6, 5.5. Yep, no matter what I do, I'm going to need more fabric. Okay, I'm just going to do my biggest cut first. Note to self, bring home more fabric. And I'm not going to be able to get my last cut, which was going to be 4 by 5.5. Just a little bit short. I could piece it. I mean, if I was in a pinch and I didn't have a store to go to, I would just piece it. But I do, so I will get that later. I think we got it all. What do you think? Does that look right? Okay, we're going to just go with it. And I'm just going to hope I have everything. This is all my leftovers that I will use for my quilt back. I do not cut my embellishment pieces. Embellishment pieces I will cut later on. We're not going to cut those right now. Let's go ahead and we're going to add our SF 101. There's the meal Patrick brought me. He's very sweet. Okay, let's heat up your iron. Let's get your iron going. I wonder if I can get you a better view this way. Not going to be better for you? I'm going to pull out my binding. I'm going to pull out this backing piece. I'm not going to use it. Pull out all your binding pieces so you don't get tempted to put SF101 on the back of these, which, why does this look so thick? Is that not right? Oh, that's something else. Okay. I'm going to pull out all my binding pieces. We'll put those to the side. I'm going to take this out of the way. I'm going to pull out my 3x3s that are for the back of the mini quilts. So here's one. This one has background, optional mini quilt fabric one. That's going to be the white with a crew dot. This one. So these are the ones you're pulling out that are going to be your background pieces. Mini quilts. Here we go. What's this one? Background for mini quilt. Fabric 5, the water. That's this. Okay. I don't even see that. I don't even see my 3x3 for this. I see a 3x8. Oh, this one was bigger. 3.5 by 4.5. Okay. This is what you're pulling out for the mini quilt. So 3x3 of this with the ecru dot, this one, and then this piece, that larger piece. Okay. No SF101 on these. Pull those to the side. All right. Everything you see the heart on, that's where you're going to iron fusible backing to the wrong side. So you're going to go ahead and pull all of those pieces. We are just going to go ahead and roll out our SF101. We're going to iron it on, but we're not going to do an amazing job because we're going to go ahead and press it one more time in the heat press. Da, 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 da. I'm opening up my door so I get some more light in this way. How are we? You guys doing okay? Anyone have any questions? We don't take bathroom breaks here. So just go when you need to go. Oh my God. I'm sure you might be okay with this squirrel technique, but Renata, I know there's some people that are definitely not okay with it. So if what I'm doing right now drives you slightly crazy, just use this time to do your prep, set it up as the time where you're going to do your prep the way you want to do your prep, right? We don't have to all do it one way. And plus I was so unorganized with my pressing, I feel like, because I was thinking I didn't need those big pieces. I'm going to take a second just to look at your comments. Da, 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 da. Yeah, you know what, Tina, and I always look at it as how lucky are we to have had some love at some point. Hang on, let me just, right? To have some love. Some people will never have what some of us have. So we're really, really lucky. Mama was really polite. A lot of action behind the scenes. Yeah, you guys missed the, right now they're being not polite. They're out there barking at somebody. We'll see you, Angela. I'm glad you could join us for part of this. You have to pay attention. Did I remember to cut the doors? I hope I remember to cut the doors. But honestly, I cannot confirm or deny. We're going to grab the book right now. And we're going to be looking at all the color codes. I love them, right? Because before it would say put fusible on the back of background piece, this, and this. Here you're going to see anywhere you see the heart. That's going to be one that you're going to take and you're going to put the background on it. So we're going to have to really look here and look at what part it is, what fabric it is, and then we're going to pull it and we're going to go ahead. You want to have a bolt of SF101. It just comes in handy. So I'm going to grab this fabric. I did try to kind of group it right here. And we're going to pull out all the fabric right now that's going to go with background fabric. So these pieces right here, these all need background. or they all need SF101. Upper house, the upper house is going to be, and then the porch posts. And that looks like this cream color. So the upper house, we have 2 4.5 by 5. And this is when it's nice to have a ruler too. So that way you can measure stuff and just make sure you're grabbing the right pieces. So 2 4.5 by 5.5. So I'll grab one of these. It's my 4.5 by 5.5. Yep. So you need 2 of those. You need your posts. So your 3.5 by 5.5. You should have 2 of those. And, oh, it's all of this. It's basically all of the house fabric. Yeah, just put it all up there. Okay, your window 1. So you need that. Your 2.5 by 2. And then your fabric for half round windows 1 and 2. The other windows, and then the foundation. That looks like, I think it's going to be these. Is it this? I think it's this. So you need 2 2x2s. Here we go. 3 2.5 by 2s. 3 of them. And your foundation. 2 2 by 5.5. Okay. Not these. Oh, this is for like the optional hanging sleeves. I haven't done the hanging sleeves. I was looking at the instructions because I was like, maybe I'll do this. How many of you are doing the hanging sleeves? I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Lower house. Lower house is going to be these fabrics right here. So take all of those. Those all need SF101. And then the roof, that's going to be these 2. Take both of those. The door, now we're into these. So we need the 2 2 by 2.5. Are these? Yeah. So both of these, 2 by 2.5, and then the 2 by 3s. Uh-oh. I only have 1 2 by 3. Oh, wait, here. These are my 2 by 2.5. And these are my 2 by 3s. This is optional flag back, so nothing on this. Okay, that's everything from July. Got it. Sorry, struggling with my words. Did you remember to cut the doors? So I think we have the doors here. Let's look at August. August. Anything with a green heart is what you're going to be doing. So here we go. Background fabric. So you should have 2. Wait a minute. Am I confused? 2 7x9s. Did I miscut my fabric? Watch me panic. Oh, okay. No, you have some of this. So here is, watch me panic, right here. Okay. So you have 2 7x9s. That's these. And then you have a 6 by 8 and a 4.5 by 8. All right. So when I cut this, I just automatically looked right here. And so really you just needed this non-directional because that fabric was non-directional. So that was me not totally looking at all the instructions. Okay. So you need a 6 by 8 and a 4.5 by 8. And then what are these other pieces for? So this I could cut this down right here. And I'm going to cut it down right now because you don't need all that SF101. I'm sorry about that. So I just automatically cut right here and went, it's directional. It doesn't look it to me. But this is how you should have cut it. So I'm going to cut my pieces down right now. This was 9 by 9. I'm going to cut this down to 9 by 7. And then this one would be an 8 by 6 and an 8 by 4.5. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry. Do you forgive me? I just looked at the very top. Okay, 9 by 7. You're like, that's my precious fabric. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll save that for something else. So here are my two 9 by 7s. Do I need two? It's funny because oh, here they are. Here's the water. Water. Where is background? Got it. These are the other ones. So here is, we need a 6 by 8 and a 4.5 by 8. 6 by 8 and a 4.5 by 8. Okay, now I have it. Let's put these back. Background, 2 7 by 9s. That's the sky. Okay. Then you need a 6 by 8 and a 4.5 by 8. Here we go. So that first fabric, it's confusing, right? Because there should be a picture of it. So this is going to be my 6 by 8. How'd you get in here? And this is going to be my 4.5 by 8. Okay. I'm back on track, guys. All right. Leftovers. All right. All of that's going to have backing. Now we need the hut. The hut pieces are 1.5 by 6 and 3.5 by 6. This is going to be my 3.5 by 6 and my 1.5 by 6. 3.5 by 6. Yep. And 1.5 by 6. Okay. Now we have the sand. That's this. So 2 7 by 9s and 2 3 by 8s right here. Sorry. Got it. It's all under control now. And then last but not least, we need the windows, and that's going to be 1 2 by 5. 1 2 by 5 right here. Okay, that's it for August. Go ahead and go to September, and then we're going to be ready to fuse. Yes. The rest of this, just take it and put it to the side. All right. Where is... Here we go. Here's September. September. Should you need a better view? Are you like, that is not good enough? Okay. Background. The background, you need 4 7 by 4s, 7 by 9s, 4 7 by 9s. That's going to be these. Then we have your clouds. Clouds is going to be the gray linen texture. Where did we put that? Gray linen texture, and it was 1 5 by 6. Did he make it over here? 1. I don't see him. I don't see him. So instead of searching, I have enough fabric. I'm going to cut another 5 by 6, and then I'll immediately find it. Okay, here's 5x6. Yes, Patrick. What? What, babe?
What's your plan today? He's like loves watermelon.
I can't believe he didn't eat that. I didn't even think that he was walking around. Okay. What's my plan today?
Yeah, like how long is this going on?
Until it's done. Okay. We need for the tree trunk your 4.5 by 5.5. And then your tree trunk 4.5 by 5.5 and 2.5 by 5.5. 4.5 by 5.5. This is 4.5 by 5. Tree trunk. Oh yeah, that's right. 4.5 by 5 and 2.5 by 5.5. Did I make an oopsie? Is one of these not right? 2.5 by 5.5. I'm just gonna cut another one just in case that other stuff is something I need. 2.5 by 5.5. This is the stuff I would be editing out if I was doing if I was doing a recorded video. Instead, you get it all. You get the good, the bad, and the ugly. 2.5 by 5.5. You get me not being able to find my stuff. Okay, 2.5 by 5.5. This is the tree trunk. 2.5 by 5.5. All right, got that. And now we need the grass. Grass is right here. And for the grass, we need our 3.5 by 8, our 2.5 by 8, our 2 by 3s, and our 2.5. These are the 2 by 3s, and these are the 2.5 by 3s. All of it. Put it all in there. The house, 4.5 by 5.5, and oh, that's where I can only do one where I need the fabric. So I'm gonna have to go get that fabric, and I can't forget it. So I need the 4 by 5.5 that I didn't have enough to cut. We need the scrap. This is the roof. And then the windows. There should be 2 of these. And the door. 2.5 by 4.5. Oh, look! There it is! Just kidding. Okay, let's put that to the side. All right, that's it. That should be it. That should be it for our for the pieces that are going to be used. The SF 101. Let's fuse. And you guys, don't you love this though? Don't you love it when, I mean, not like me not knowing where all my stuff is, but don't you love it when everything's done and you can just grab and go? It is like the best. Okay, now we're just going to we're going to play Tetris. And we're going to fit everything on here the best we can. Look at that. It's like the perfect 3 by 3. I'm looking for the perfect piece to go there. And I don't worry if my fabric hangs over a little bit, the background pieces, because they're mostly going to just be like applique pieces. So now we just fit them all in. We'll regroup later on. You're like, but you just spent all that time. I know. I know. Here we go. With your light pieces, make sure there's nothing, like look at that. That icky red thread would totally shadow through, so will that little piece of blue lint. So make sure you just pull everything off. da, da, dun. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Let's get that even. Get it all evened out. Trying to get this even Steven, so we can start over like a good, oh my God, I'm throwing everything over here now, so now it's getting not even. Because I know I have some shorter pieces, don't I? There we go. Okay. Now what fits up there? We need something even bigger. I'm just trying to get this all evened out with as little waste as possible. Oh, well. Okay, let's start fusing it down. Okay, I have a little spot here that doesn't have anything. Oh, and I have this triangle over here, right? Or not a triangle, a square over here that needs something too. I'll just cut that off. We'll use it for something. I use it all. But for this section right here that doesn't have anything, I'm going to use my pressing sheet. So you got to make sure that you don't lay your iron just down on exposed SF101 because it's going to just get your iron gross and gunky. But I will leave like a sliver of fabric in between, or a sliver of SF101 like in between where I cut. And I don't do an amazing job pressing right now because I'm going to turn it to the back side and I'm going to look and make sure that I didn't miss anything so that there's like dark threads. I want to make sure that there's no dark threads sandwiched in between, especially my light pieces. So I really just do a not great job. I'm going to do one more ironing job. We're going to put it in the heat press. This is just to kind of set it. Scissors! Couldn't find the perfect square for that. Okay, just gonna roll it. Is there anything back here that you can see? No, looks good. I think that was a... It took a little longer in the beginning because I had to even out that section. But now this should go faster. Hopefully. A little too big. I'll put this one down low. Just can't find a piece big enough. Okay. All right, I'm ready to press again. Pay attention to any spots that don't have SF101 on it. I have a little spot right there. Little open spot. Little open doohickey. Don't worry about it being perfect right now. We're going to come in one more time. We're going to put it through the heat press. I'm okay if it hangs off the SF101. These are like applique pieces, and you know how generous Kimberbell is. There's usually like a ½ inch to a good inch all the way around. All right, let's go ahead. Roll it up and press again. Here we go. Oh my God, I'm gonna need another roll. I know you go 25 yards. So we sell, if you buy a roll, and it's a roll of anything. So if you want to get a roll of Black Magic, or if you want to get a roll of SF101 or a roll of muslin, we do a full bowl at 30% off. And it seems like a lot, but I just can't believe how fast I go through this stuff. Oh, here's another biggie. Just keep laying it down. You're doing great. We're going to be all prepped. I know it's a chore. So much easier though when we do it together. Honestly, if I was just doing this by myself, I would be so bored. I get so bored prepping. And you know, prepping's like, I want to say it's like half the work. Prepping's like more than half the work sometimes, I feel like. Don't you think? Prepping is a beast. Prepping can be a beast. Just keep going. All right, that's good enough. I'm going to go ahead and press these down. We're going to give it another press, so don't worry. Don't worry about it being perfect this time around. Oh, look at that. I can see it. What the heck is that? You want to catch this kind of stuff. You don't want that to be in there. Even a white thread shadows through on white. So there's a wrinkle in my SF101. Woo, that was hot. That was a sneaky thread. Trying to get in there. This isn't part of it. Oop. Fabric overhang versus FS101 overhang and mess. Yeah, don't have the fabric hang over, but not the SF101 unless you're being really careful and not ironing it down. You don't want to get that SF101 on your iron, but you know, it's not the end of the world. You can clean your iron. Irons are meant to be cleaned. I'm sad I don't have my, I'm sad I miscut this fabric, the black fabric. Now I have to wait till I go to the store to get the other piece. These are all the same size, so I'm going to put them all down at the bottom. And yours will be different than mine. It's just kind of like a little game. You're just trying to fit it all in. Get that black thread out of the way. Any of those, especially behind like your solids. Yeah, you don't want that there. Can we do a better job? Yep. Yes, we can. There we go. How's that? Pretty darn good. Okay, let's press it. I have a couple of spots where you just do the best you can, right? This is going to save you from having to measure each individual piece, which you don't want to do. I don't have to sit there and go, okay, I have to cut double of these, one in fabric and one in SF101. You just lay it down like this, make it fit. It's like a little puzzle. Oop. And we're going to cut them apart. Ooh, guess what? I put my iron down up here. It's okay. We'll be okay. I missed it. I was watching out for that little spot and didn't watch that top spot. Okay, guess what? We're done. We're going to take this over to the heat press and give it one more press from the back side. I like to keep this, I keep this little mat underneath my table. You can scissor cut or you can use your rotary cutter, whatever works best. I'm not going to cut it apart yet. Okay, I do my heat press at 320 for 20 seconds. So, remember when I was like, oh my God, this is so fast. Look, we're almost done. And then I had like not even done half of it. Forgot that I needed all those. Ooh, what's that? Ick for my iron. Okay, I like to look before I'm going to put it through the heat press. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it, but I have dark threads right there. I'm going to pull those out before it goes through the heat press. I'm just going to pull it back. That would drive me crazy. Where's the other one? All the way down at the bottom. It's not even that dark. It's like a navy blue. He's kind of near the edge, so I think he'd be okay. But still, I want him out. Out! Whoop. Sorry, Momo. Okay. So I'm going to check it from the back side. That's okay. I have one there. Ooh, that's not good because he is a light color. And it's not even a dark thread. He's green. It's just impossible not to get. So you don't want to press it super well, just in case. Oh, what's that? Oh, you know what this is? It's just a white thread. It's just the threads that I'm going to leave him. He's okay. He's just a white, but he does shadow through. Okay, I think we're good. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be mindful of these areas where I don't have SF101. You want to watch that. All right, let's go to, I cleaned this up earlier today, so it was like fantastic and clean. And then throughout the day, it just got super messy. But I'm going to take you over to my heat press. Here we go. There's my lunchy lunch that Patrick made for me. All right. Power on. 320 degrees for 20 seconds, so it's got to heat up. I literally cleaned all of this. It looks so pretty. And then I made a big old mess. Where is my giant pressing sheet? Giant. Oh, here he is. Okay. I'm going to use that. That makes sense that he would be in that drawer. I'm going to use this just to protect the plate on this. But I'm just going to go ahead and put this through. I'm just going to go all the way across. From right to left, and then I'll come back the other direction. Da 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 da. This is just a giant Teflon sheet. If you want to take a potty break, do it now. I know, wasn't that awful? Those threads were just there. I'm going to clean up my rulers while that's heating up. I'm at 200 degrees. We still have to cut our batting. Oh, you know what? I already pre-cut all my batting. So you just need your batting pieces to be 4x6. So I cut a whole bunch. One day I just sat there and I just cut all my leftover batting. I always have a ton of this left over from my quilts because I like to have 4 to 6 inches going around the quilt. I don't know if you really need that much, but it's always a good size for this. So for each one of these, you need 4 to 6 inches. I usually cut it about 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And we have, how many more to do? We did 3 of them. So we have 9 more. So 9 times 6 is 54. I don't even think this is 54, but I just have this all cut up and ready to go. $270. It's a good time to tidy up. Just tidy up. I made quite the mess. My land sharks are here. I had to put away my food. Okay, we're ready. So with this is a Cricut heat press, and you just push down on the handle. It's going to count down 20 seconds, and then it'll pop up. I love this heat press. This was a gift, and I absolutely love it for the, because of the clamshell, how easy it is. I have my HTV rod that I'm going to take to the store. I love that one too because it's 15 inches by 15 inches. And I think this one is 15 by 12. But you know, surface area is really, really nice. So we're just going to move it along. This one makes me feel really bougie. I'm like, I'm so fancy. Look at me. Hi, Pops. Hi. Hello. Hello, baby.
Hey, come on.
It's kind of like that scene from when the during the pandemic. You guys remember that during the pandemic when there was a guy, I think he was like he was just doing like a news broadcast or something. And then in comes his little daughter, like she was in a saucer. And then I don't know if it was his wife that comes and chases her in there. She like slides into the room. I was like, that's so funny. It was so cute. So cute and innocent. Okay, this is your time to take a break if you want to take a break. Otherwise, I'm just going to be pressing along. There's nothing that adheres SF-101 like a heat press. I just, I struggle with that. I feel like I would get bubbles. It wouldn't be firmly attached. I would always use water to do it. A heat press just gives you this really even, perfect, it's just adhered perfectly. I mean, it doesn't take that long, right? So I'll just go all the way across this way, and then I'll flip it and we'll go the other direction. Oh my God, the first time I couldn't get the lid down because who wants to read directions? That's no fun. I never read any directions. And I was like, how does this shut? I couldn't get it down. My other one, you have to have the tray pushed in all the way. And I had it maybe like half an inch that it wasn't in there. Oh, that was figuring that one out. I'm trying not to look stressed, Penny. Penny says I look stressed when I use the heat press. That is my just normal, that's just my normal face. Some people have resting, you know what face. Mine is just resting, stressed out face all the time. Here, I'm just going to give this one, because I know I didn't get that corner right there, so we're just going to do this. That's my normal face. I'd like to think I have, my normal face is usually a happy face. Happy, happy, happy. Okay, then we're going to go back the other way. It is worth it. It is worth the time and effort to do this. My resting face is usually concentration face. And I taught middle school math, and my students used to make fun of me because I would pucker my lips. It was not attractive. And in front of middle schoolers, that's even the worse. That's even worse. So I would just, so it wasn't something they could bring up, I would point it out. I'd be like, yeah, it's my concentration face. You like it? They loved it. It's worse than resting bee face or stressed out face. Because it was like really stupid looking face. Resting stupid face. That is what my usual resting face is. So I know I put this on like a section where I just want to make sure there's not a bunch of SF-101 because there was this spot right there that didn't have here we go. Here we go. Here we go. You can fill in the blanks. I mean, it's so fantastic. I say we have maybe 3 more, I'm guessing. Someday, I'm going to use this heat press to its potential. Because I'm going to do sublimation, vinyls. Like, I want to do it all. Someday, I'm going to do it all. I'm standing out of the screen so I can just have my resting stupid face on without having to think about it. Wait a minute. There was something here. I know there was something. There wasn't a big open gap like that. What could it have been? What fell off? Hang on. Let me look. Okay, was it this? This brown piece? Hopefully. Let me look. I don't know. Should we just go with it? Okay, we're going to just go for that. Hopefully that's a brown piece that needs SF-101. Uh-oh. What was up there? I don't know. All of these are on the ground too. Sorry, short break. These were on the ground. I don't think these are, no. But maybe this? Okay, we'll figure it out. I'm just going to put that up there for right now. And we're going to hope that that's what belongs there. That's one of the pitfalls if you don't have it adhered perfectly. Sometimes you'll lose a little passenger somewhere. Oopsies. Are you looking at my wallflower bag and going, what's that still doing there? Haven't finished. UFO. UFO. I want to just make sure I don't have a bunch of crud on here. Because I don't want it to get all over everything else. So sometimes I'll just go through. You can feel it. When you have adhesive. Okay, we're good. Miss Julie, was that the right piece that I put on there? I'm hoping. You said you saw it? Hang on. I could tell that got a whole bunch of... I got the right one. Okay. Yay, good. And I'll do one more press on the end. Okay. We don't have to do batting pieces. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to sort and label. And then we're going to be ready for our sew along. Or you know what? Should I do, should we not do that? Remember last time? I can't remember if we decided not to do that because of scan and cut. I'm kind of thinking we did, where we said, nope, not going to do that because we have scan and cut to do. Maybe I should go ahead and I'm going to send the designs over to my machine. Ta-da! We are done. That is SF 101, although, is this piece adhered down as well? Yeah, just got a little wrinkled. All right, we're going to cut it apart. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Let's come on back over here. We're going to come back over. What did we do last time? I'm having trouble remembering. Do you like that? My half-eaten lunch? Okay, there's better things for you to see. I think what we did, I know what we did, right? We actually didn't cut everything apart. Maybe we took off all the background pieces and we left the other pieces because then we put them on SF 101. Does that sound familiar? I mean, not SF 101, but Heat and Bond Light. Who can remind me if that sounds familiar? Was that what we did? What did we do? Look at this mess I made over here. I don't even know what's what now. Yeah. For those of you that were feeling crazy before watching me, now you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't take it anymore. Alrighty. Hopefully those are where they're supposed to be. I'm going to move this out of the way. And you know what I'm going to do? Because normally what I would do is the background pieces. I feel like we could go ahead and cut those off right now. We can do the background pieces because we know we're not going to SF 101 those. Or not, I'm sorry, Heat and Bond Light those. So I might cut those out right now. And then leave the rest with the SF 101. And then we'll add the Heat and Bond Light. So I know these big ones are going to be background pieces. Ooh, lots of background. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these off. I'm going to separate. Okay. I normally use my rotary cutter and a ruler, but I'm going to leave the background pieces for right now. I just want to separate them out from the other ones that are going to be the applique pieces. What I did find last time, because we went ahead and just put Heat and Bond Light on all of the rest, and some of them didn't need it. All right, I should be using this. Okay, I am gonna cut apart all my background pieces. I was just trying to get these off of here, the applique pieces. This is applique, applique. These are all background. Be careful. Make sure nothing's underneath. The last thing you want to do is do all this work. Plus, what if you don't have the fabric? Like I don't have that black, and now I have to get some from the store, which is fine. But what if you can't do that? So cut some of these off. Like, what's this guy? Where does he think he's going? How are you guys doing? Are you getting all prepped? Getting all prepped and fired up? Ready to go? Next Monday, we'll get together. It's going to be in the afternoon, though. So late afternoon. I think it's 4 o'clock. Because what I found is, and I didn't know this, there's so many people that are able to join in the evenings. And I should have thought about it. Of course, right? Because we're working people. Or you might have some other obligations. Oh, for a second, I thought I put this down. I did. I put this down on the wrong side. So this is, it's pretty light. I'm going to see if I can. Yeah. I looked at it and I was like, wait a minute. This one looks right. I don't know if you can see the difference. Okay, so don't do that. Let me see if I can save it. If I can save it, great. If not, I think I had more fabric. Okay. Yes, this I adhered to the wrong side of my fabric. So I can just cut another piece, but glad I noticed that. Okay, what else? I think this is background right here. That is on the right side. I don't know, something about it just looked just a touch light. This is background. I think this is background too, the linen texture right next to the clouds that I'm taking off. I think this here is background as well. Let's look. Book! Okay, book. So, background, background. Optional mini quilt. 4 7x9s, got those. Nothing else says background. But isn't this? All right, can I save this? I'm going to give it a go. There is a little bit of we'll see. We'll go ahead and we'll fuse that later. But we do have some more background pieces here. Like or maybe we don't. Maybe everything goes on top. Background. So 6 of these. Let me grab. Okay. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is all the background for July, August. August is going to be this that I have to refuse. And this, and then the 2 smaller ones, and then the sand. Sand. This one and this one. Okay. That's going to be August. These are our background pieces. And then September. September is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's all they're calling for background. So the other stuff maybe just, yeah, it's just going to be placement line and then trim. Okay, so here is all of our, you want a Sharpie? And I might, oh God, it's such a mess. I'm so sorry. I might end it here because I want to do scan and cut and I want to kind of read through and think about it before I start cutting. Last time I just went ahead and I cut everything and we didn't want everything to kind of be cut. Some of the stuff didn't need to be cut on the scan and cut. So this one here is going to be September. This one is August. I'll have to fix that one piece of fabric. And then this one is going to be July. You guys are always so kind. When you're like, it's just real life stuff. It is. But you're always so kind. Each one of these is going to get 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually had a couple people reach out to me and ask me what batting I was using because they liked it because it was a little bit thicker. I use Hobbs 80/20. But I got to tell you, this last bolt I got was a little unusual because it's usually a little bit thicker than your project batting that you would get from Kimberbell. But it usually isn't this thick. It was actually kind of strangely thick and a little inconsistent. Normally it is more like, I'd say it's kind of like this weight. But this was really, really thick. So, but some people liked it. They were like, "Oh, I really liked it because it was thicker." I've always bought it. I probably go through a roll and a half every year, a 30-yard roll. And this year it was just, like I said, it was almost strangely thick. So, guess what? Do you like how neat this is and organized and how you don't even feel like you're ready to go? I'm going to just do that for right now. So just the background fabrics because I want to go through and read through the book and just mark off the ones that I'm going to be doing with Scan and Cut. And I will do, you'll see me again because I'm going to do another video where we sort the rest of our Scan and Cut pieces that we cut with, that we add our heat and bond light to. So I will do a video. I'm going to actually just take a little break right now and then I will go hang out with Patrick for a minute, and then I'm going to come back down here. I will film it so you'll know exactly what's going to have heat and bond light. And if you are not a Scan and Cut person, don't worry about it. You're just going to do your placement stitches and your tack downs and your trims. So we can all still place. So it's not a big deal at all. I could go through and take the pieces that we don't have SF101 and that we're not going to be putting heat and bond light on the back of and sort them, but we're just going to have to sort twice. Why do twice? So thank you so much for joining me. That's going to be it for today. And because we have so much going on at the store, we have the quilt show. I'm going to go ahead, like I said, and take a little break, and then I'm going to finish the rest of my prep. I'll record it, and I will post it later on tonight. I've started getting designs. Oh, is their batting great? I'll have to check that out. You know what? The other batting I heard that people love is Quilter's Dream. And so really that's the one that I'm feeling like I really want to investigate. But we're partially almost prepped. Scan and Cut is what you'll have to do next. If you're not doing that, just go ahead and cut apart the rest of your pieces, sort them, and then put them in the right bags, and you'll be ready. Otherwise, if you are going to be doing Scan and Cut, then, like I said, I'll post a video finishing it up that way tonight. And have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.